All right, so here we go. Trying to shoot -14 at Kincaid shorts.
Kincaid. Starting on hole 1, we're going to try to shoot 14 down. Dax behind the camera.
Me and Dax decided that we wanted to play the short tee pads. In the layout they're currently in, this is the easiest way the course is set up, in my opinion. So hole 1, just a nice easy forehand with the zone. It's a nice good start to get under par. Now hole 2, there's a lot of trees, especially on the right side. The basket's on the right. You can either take this high hyzer around those trees, or you can go a skip forehand up the hill through this little tunnel. Now, me and Dax did not warm up before this round, so these first couple holes were really shaky, both putting and throwing. I noticed early on, especially on both those holes, and this one, I kept having an early release, especially here. Kind of yoinked it, tried to overcorrect, turned it over a little bit too much. And I think we missed it, but I missed about a 45 footer and just had that tap in. So 3 down, or 2 down through the first 3. It's not the worst start, but not the best. Hole 4 is just a nice, easy putter up shot. It's about 200 feet. Again, overcorrected, pulled a little bit to the right, but wasn't too far away. Had a nice, easy putt. Hole 5 is a little bit uphill, kind of a tunnel shot with the route these trees force you to take. I ended up throwing a buzz on a hyzer, trying to have it flip to flat. Hit those trees on the left side and got a nice little local kick right back into the fairway, about 30 feet away. And that putt started to feel myself warming up a little bit. Hole 6 is a pretty difficult hole. This is definitely a bonus 2. I don't really expect myself to birdie it. I throw a PD2, not a PD2, a P2, not a P2, a PD. Sorry. Threw on too much hyzer. Just left me with an easy zone up shot. Take a solid par. So that's 2 holes I've already missed. Trying to get to 14 down. Those holes, you got to get at least one of them to really give yourself a chance. Hole 7, it's a nice easy hyzer, but again, I have an early release and leave myself with this death putt at about 35 feet. And that got the heart going. But yeah, hole 8 is, again, I like to throw a tunnel shot. There is a hyzer option, but as soon as I let this go, I know exactly where it's going to be, which is parked. So that's why I like throwing the tunnel gap. As long as you hit it, you're going to be nowhere but 5 feet away. And this hole is killer. I dislike this hole because I can't seem to figure it out. It's uphill and it's quite a ways to the left. So I try to throw a PD2, have it hit the top of the hillside, and just move as far left as I can. I throw it too straight, end up hitting the hillside and kind of getting an anti-skip to the right. Terrible jump putt, not committed at all. Left myself a 30-foot straddle putt just to get a par, stay at -6. That's not good. Especially when you're trying to go 14 down. Now, this is one of the 2 hardest holes, I believe. And right there, that was extremely lucky, and I'm so happy I was able to make it through that clean. Otherwise, I'm in a world of hurt with the holes coming up.
Let's go.
Give myself probably about a 50, 60 footer. And that's only going to happen probably 1 out of 100 times. To get that far up on this hole and to be able to make the putt was extremely happy. So that's when I started to feel good. My shot started to feel better, putt started to feel better, got more confidence in the round. And hole 11 is just pretty much a dead straight shot. So I like to take a a straight slammer and just kind of crush it. Dead straight. It'll hit the hillside and slide up. Just a nice, easy putt. That got a little high on me, but, you know, rather leave it high than leave it low. Now, this hole was funny. There was a couple that was just sitting there eating lunch. They were surprised at me throwing over the trees. Now this hole, I'd never really play for a 2. But since we're trying to go as low as we can, I kind of have to. But this is an amazing shot. And that was probably one of my favorite moments. Never 2'd this hole, really. I mean, again, that's going to happen probably 1 out of 1,000 times. To get to that spot, to be able to make the putt was incredibly special. So happy. I was able to do it and do it on camera. Now, I had to take a break to slow my heart rate down. This shot is a rock 3. I threw it a little bit too high, but with how understable that disc is for me now, it perfectly just fades to the right down that tunnel. Again, went a little long. Putt was feeling great, so that's a gimme. 14, there's been some tree. I don't know how you'd say it, but a couple trees have fallen down, changed the whole dynamic. So it's kind of just throw an overstable putter a little bit to the right, and not much can go wrong unless you catch a root and roll down that hill. And again, you have to take a break between 14 and 15. You have to see this view. It gets even better the further you get into summer. Now, hole 15 is, you have a lot of options, but I'm just going to let you watch.
Did that go in? No! It spit out. So
there, unfortunately, hit dead center chains and it spit out. This hole has been giving me a lot of trouble lately. Felt very confident going into it. Halfway through the flight, I knew it was on a perfect line. And I mean, unfortunate that it spit out. Very fortunate that it stayed probably about 4 feet away from the basket. But here, Dax is asking me what was going on, just explaining to him, hit dead center chains, spit out. But, you know, I can't really complain when I'm right there for, I think, 12 down, which at any point in a round, being 12 down is a good feeling.
Wait, no, 12 under. Damn. All right.
So now we're moving on to hole 16. In this position, it's a pretty basic hyzer. Throw it kind of out to the right. Give it enough height to clear those bushes in this little trench in front of us. And it will swing in. Here, again, I didn't quite push it as much to the right as I wanted to. Comes too far to the left, catches the hillside, and I'll be left with about 28-footer. Here's a little snippet of Dax. Dax throwing the same line. He puts it even further inside. He's not happy about me filming him, but oh well. Still looked beautiful out of his hand. So there we go. We got to -13. Now, the 2 holes so hole 17 is probably one of my favorite holes. Again, I just take my slammer and I just kind of pump it. And there's a hillside that you can't really see. There's 2 hills, this one and then one past it. It'll typically hit the hillside. Now this one I put a great move on. It's going dead at the basket. Hits pole. Again, stays probably about 4 feet away for my -14. Now 18, again, it's in the shorter position, the easiest position. So all you really have to do is, I'm here throwing an MD4, slightly beat up on a nice hyzer, out to the right, letting it swing into this gully to give myself a tap-in birdie. So that's negative 15, a 39. That was probably the best round I've ever played. And I might ever play. Thanks for watching.
I think it hit the pole and bounced out. But I don't know, that was exciting.
Second one?
Second one, good line, hit pole, but it's whatever. Didn't go in, both were easy twos. That's all I can ask for.
And then, how do you feel about going 15 under, 1 under than what you were wanting to do?
Pretty good. Hang in there. That's really good. I mean, I think it's a 39 Ironman with doing off of Ironman par. That is really, really good. I'm so happy about it. Big thing that really got me going was the putt on 12. Getting a 2 on that hole was insane. It's ridiculous. But,
Yeah.
how's it going, guys? Hang in there.
So, also, how did you feel on your shots and your putts? What do you think you could have done better about your shot?
My shots overall early on felt like I was letting everything go early. I wasn't quite hitting my lines the way I wanted to. I mean, a lot of them I got pretty lucky. I got really lucky on hole 10, making through that little gap and getting myself one putt. Putts were shaky at best when we first started. We had a couple close calls, but later on it felt really good. Didn't warm up beforehand, so it's came and went, but I was lucky that I didn't have any big mistakes. The mistakes I did make weren't on the same hole. I was able to have a good shot on a couple of those mistakes. Didn't use the par or have a long look at 2. Wasn't too punished for it, but it is what it is.
Also, 2 more questions. Second, how did you feel about your putt?
My putt was, again, really shaky. I switched to a new type of putt. But for the most part, it was good, even when it was shaky and it didn't feel that good. I was making them. A couple I had spit out or fall out right side, which I'm not too upset about, but everything felt good. Not great, not just solid.
And then also, dang, I forgot what it was. Well, either way, good job today. You deserve a 15 under par.
Thanks,